running friends, it's Ed, A6 High Abrasion Rubber Bud here, today with a succulent new selection of footwear, mainly focused at running reasonably fast in a straight line. It's time to say yay or nay to some of the upcoming new releases in the running shoe world. I'll let you know if I'm going to be picking these up for review or not. Let's get to it. Today we've got shoes from New Balance, ASICS and many others in today's episode. Welcome back to the channel people, thanks for tuning in. Remember to drop us a sub and also like this video too. Really helps us out if you share it with your running buddies as well. You know it makes sense. Shoe number one today is from New Balance, a rather fetching new one with the fuel cell foam, the Propel V4. Now this shoe wasn't on my radar until a few days ago really. I hadn't even considered it. The fuel cell equipped shoe appears to be perhaps closer in weight to something like the Deviate Nitro 2 from Puma, and perhaps similar in use case as well. Though the big difference here is this shoe's only coming in at £109 here in the UK. Oh, sorry. Earth credits. No carbon business though going on in the midsole here. It's a TPU plate, so perhaps something similar to what we've seen in the Nike Zoom Fly series, or perhaps the Endorphin Speed 1 and 2. I can imagine that plate gives the Propel 4 a little bit more stability, as that fuel cell foam is rather soft on its own. In fact, amongst the softest that I've tested out on the channel on that Short A durometer scale. The upper of the shoe is simplicity itself, with a New Balance logo on the lateral side, and that's about it. Just seems like an upper that's trying to keep out of the way as much as it can. The fuel cell foam used in the Propel 4 appears, at least by the comments of early adopters, to be very similar to that found in the SC Trainer. So we know there it's going to be very forgiving, compressive and squashy, and pretty light. I think for tempo training this could be a great low budget option with a little bit of pop from that TPU plate, and most importantly, coming in well under the competition at this retail price. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't test this one out, especially for that price. It's really piqued my interest. Could be quite a versatile shoe there, and you could also use it to pick up the pace if necessary in training, and lacking some of the bulk that we see in some of the daily models these days. Nike, I'm looking at you. We got a 6mm drop here, 31mm of stack in the sample size in the heel. So it's not really far off something like the Adios 7 to me. It's a yay for the New Balance Fuel Cell Propel V4 shoe 2. Next up is the 2023 iteration of that running staple, the Pegasus. This is Nike's shoe for every runner, the Pegasus 40. An anniversary edition here of the Pegasus. I was expecting some fireworks here, but actually there's not really that much of a redesign. It's the same midsole and outsole. And I mean, you could be forgiven to thinking it was the same upper as well. Maybe I thought some nods to some previous versions of the Pegasus, but no. Same midsole and outsole as I mentioned just a moment ago. Air units in both the heel and the forefoot, and a reasonable stack of React foam. I thought it was a rather versatile outsole in the 39 and they've stuck with it, so I can't really knock them too much for that. I think it worked on just about every single application apart from some very sloppy, muddy trails. Only major change here is in the upper with a very slight switch up in the design. The fly wires are gone from the 39 and replaced with lace loops and a midfoot band to provide that wrap round the foot. Takes us back to what we had in the Pegasus 37, I think. Kind of move forward a little bit and then go backwards. The upper on the 39 was spot on for me. Overall a great daily shoe for the price, but I do worry about the use of the felt and suede type sections here, especially on those lace loops. Surely that's just gonna break over time and just wear away quickly. I mean, runners give shoes some serious punishment, so I can see that happening. Oddly, the kids version of the shoe is correctly listed on the website as the Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 40, and the adult version is not correctly listed. Doesn't say about the tech anyway. Features a large pull tab at the back of the shoe. That's completely absent on the adult version of the Pegasus 40. At £115 now, it's a little bit more expensive than previous versions of the shoe. Well, you'd expect that. Everything in the world costs more money now. You tried buying any pasta in the UK recently. But I don't really see that much here to influence people to pick up the Pegasus 40 over the currently discounted 39. Almost the same shoe. There's loads of dead stock pairs of those everywhere. I am going to pick up a pair for comparison purposes, so it's a very tentative yay. though I don't really have much excitement about this quite lazy looking update, especially when there was very little wrong with the last one. It's not really adding any new tech there, just a cookie cutter copy and paste job, switch things around a little bit. When are we going to get like a Zoom X insert in the front of the shoe perhaps instead of the airbag? How about some SRO2 foam instead of React? So meager yay just for comparison purposes. Shoe 3. The on-running Cloud Monster was a bit of a waste of time for me. I really didn't like that shoe very much at all. Ride was pretty hard and tough due to that plate almost directly under the foot, and the upper was one of the worst I've tried out really. It left me scarred. Just a very uncomfortable shoe in terms of the tongue. It was just way too thin. Inappropriate laces as well. But on our back they've got the CLOUDSURFER here. Could this be the redemption model? This is using a new midsole foam design. I wish I had £5 for every time I said that. This is called Cloud Phase. And the holes here in the midsole apparently are arranged to cause the foam to collapse like dominoes. I can kind of see what they're aiming for here, but I think it might be one of those things that you really need to actually try on foot to see if it actually feels like that or not. Although I've got to be honest, I've never actually walked on dominoes. 245 grams in the sample size and 10mm drop certainly sounds appealing for a shoe with this much cushion. The on shoes always seem to be a touch lighter. I'm wondering whether that's down to the use of those upper materials, just kind of using the barest of bare minimum and then going down below that as well. Interesting though that they appear to be using some sort of virtual prototyping system here rather than making up loads and loads of different versions of the shoe. They're actually using software to try and figure out whether it's going to work or not. I guess that's kind of good for the environment really, and not making loads of stuff that you just want to destroy and throw away. Some of the compressive shots of the midsole seem insanely squashy. As such, it's hard not to want to take this one for a ride and see if it really does hit the spot. A lot of the viewers have got hold of me as well and said that they really want me to review this one. I gotta be honest, I hadn't heard anything about it at all. It's kind of crept up on me like a zombie. I'm going to leave this one down to the viewers. In fact, if you think it's worth a shot and I should go ahead and review this one, let me know down in the comments. I'm still not convinced about the upper design here. There does seem to be lots of fixtures there attached to the upper that could fail, especially those lace loops and stuff. So let me know, viewers, should it be a yay or a nay on the CLOUDSURFER? Last one up today, shoe 4. Nike have released a new version of the Winflo. This 10th iteration features full zoom air, underfoot, and a more affordable sub £100 price tag. So those of you looking at the Pegasus going, well, okay, it's kind of what you had last year. The Winflo actually might work for you. Full zoom air, underfoot. The walls of that midsole do seem to indicate the shoe has a few stability elements. They kind of creep up around the part of the foot. Nike reckon on this being a daily use shoe, perhaps for new runners or experienced ones at that. I don't think they anticipate this one being used for long runs and that type of stuff. Very similar outsole to past Pegasus models. I'm thinking the 35 and the 36. In fact, the more and more I look at this shoe, it seems like a sort of fan service shoe, making something that looks like the Pegasus 35 or 36, or with the same tech and features, but in a shoe you can buy now. Less upper here, no React, which some people will be very happy about. Something a little bit lighter and airier. I was trying to figure out which type of midsole foam we have here. I do believe it to be Cushlon. That's pretty much all the information I've found. So it's kind of like exactly the shoe we had in sort of 2017-18. And if that worked well for you then, it'll probably still work well for you now. I don't see much new here though for me to want to try this one out. So it's going to be a nay on the Winflo 10 from me. Perhaps if one pops up at a nice low price in a local store or something, I'll try and pick it up, but that's the only possible case. If you have been using this shoe though, do let me know how you've been getting on down in the comments. How does it shape up on foot? There's very few reviews out there that actually tell us much at all about it. Okay, that's all the shoes in today's yay or nay. Let me know if it's a yes or a no for you down in the comments. Very quick musical interlude for you. Today, coming from the fantastic De La Soul. I say that, it's actually De La Soul with the Jungle Brothers and Q-Tip. Buddy is one of my most favourite tracks from their De La Soul debut album, 3 Feet High and Rising. Kind of birthed almost a whole genre of hip-hop there, really, pulling jazz elements in, but the beats, the actual riffs and the hooks used in the track are just so good, and the delivery so relaxed, it's hard not to love the track Buddy. All the different vocal segments and the different sections with the rappers just fit so well together. Feels like they were having a fantastic time. And I think by all accounts, in a recent interview they said that they did. It really was a really pleasant time around then, meeting like new people with similar ideas and just hanging out making some great music that still sounds great today. Go and check it out, guys. Buddy by De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, and Q-Tip. Thanks for tuning in, people. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please hit that subscribe button, click the bell below for notifications. Also give this video a thumbs up like and share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you. If you're at Brighton Marathon and you see me, wave, give me the EDDBUD salute as well. I hope you managed to hit your target times. I'm going for about 3 hours 15, so if you're in the red wave at the start, come and find me. Let's make it happen.